The rise of the Antichrist. A biblical end-time sign. Please like, subscribe and turn on notification for more. The Antichrist is a figure that is mentioned in the Bible multiple times throughout both the New and Old Testament. But who is the Antichrist? Are they yet among us? All these questions will be answered by the end of this video, using the Bible as point of reference. In the Bible, the Antichrist is often described as a powerful and evil figure that will appear before the end of the world and before rapture. They will oppose God and the faithful. The Antichrist first appears in the New Testament, in the first epistle of John. In this letter, John warns against the coming of the Antichrist, a figure who will oppose and deceive the faithful. The key word is deceive. He states that the Antichrist will come in the form of a man and will have the power to perform signs and wonders. He also said that the Antichrist will be supported by a powerful kingdom. That kingdom will lead many people astray. In the Old Testament, the Antichrist is referred to as the little horn, and is said to be a king who will come to power and set himself up against God. He will be a powerful ruler who will make war against the saints and the faithful. Now, the three questions I will ask each viewer is: 1. Is the Antichrist already among us? How do we identify the Antichrist? 3. Is the Antichrist a person, an organization, or a nation? To answer these questions we will have to visit the Bible. The Bible describes the Antichrist as a powerful leader who will arise in the last days, to lead the world astray from God. There are many theories about who or what the Antichrist is and where they will come from. One theory that has gained traction in recent years is that the United States is the Antichrist the Bible was talking about. Or simply put, the United States has a major role to play in the rise of the Antichrist. This is because the U.S. has since been the most powerful nation that is leading the world astray through its policies and promotion of certain ungodly values. Let's take a closer look at why the United States is considered to play the biggest role in the rise of the Antichrist. The Bible often refers to the Antichrist as a figure of great power and influence. The book of Revelation, for example, describes the Antichrist as a leader that will come to deceive many people and make war against the saints. Revelation chapter 13 verses 7. The Bible also talks about how this leader will lead the world astray through false teachings and by promoting false gods. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 3 to 4. When looking at the United States, it is easy to see how it could be seen as a tool of the Antichrist. The U.S. is a powerful nation which already aligns with the Bible description of the Antichrist being backed by a powerful kingdom. They have tremendous influence over the rest of the world. It is also a nation that promotes certain values, such as individualism, homosexuality, gender and materialism, which could be seen as leading people astray. The country has become increasingly secularized, which has led to the decline of traditional Christian values. The Bible is very clear that homosexuality is a sin. However, the U.S. has become increasingly accepting and promoting homosexuality and same-sex marriage. To the extent of sanctioning some countries who clearly deny their citizens the right to same-sex marriage, which the Bible has warned us against. The Bible is very clear in its condemnation of homosexuality, and we must not be afraid to stand up for what is right. We must be sure to teach our children about the dangers of homosexuality and the importance of living a life of holiness, by following the wisdom of the Bible and taking steps to protect ourselves and our families from the Antichrist's influence and the world's evils. We can be sure that Christ will also be with us. We must not be afraid to stand up for what is right and to shield ourselves and our families from the dangers of the world. As Christians, it is important to be aware of the potential spiritual threats that can come from these strongholds, and yet, we will be firm and unshaken. The Bible provides us with a wealth of information to help us in this endeavor. The book of 1 John tells us that if anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. This means that if we are too attached to what the world has to offer, we are not loving God. We must be careful to not become too attached to the things of this world and instead focus on our relationship with God. We must also be wary of the Antichrist. The Bible warns us that the Antichrist will come with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and that he will deceive many. We must be aware of the lies and deceptions that can come from the Antichrist and be sure to test everything they say against the Bible. We must be prepared to stand firm in our faith and not be swayed by any false teachings. God bless us all. Amen. Please subscribe.